Hello. Right. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in. So I am looking at this bug. And hi, everybody. Hi. Let's see. There we go. Hi, Fleabus and Utsu Sumaya. Hey, Jan. Yes, you. Can you hear? Can you hear her on the bed? She's currently grooming her tail. So if you hear some like licking noises, it's not me. It is Barley. I'm Arag. Luke. Amazing. Nice to see you. Oh dear, what's this? Let's very much hope this is a fake. Let's rerun that test. This is the issue that I'm debugging. So basically we have a something failing in CI. Yay! So much fun. We have got this Docus. Now Docus was a theme for nuxt built by the Nuxt Labs team, and it currently is not really maintained. So it's sort of feature complete, but it seems that we have an issue in our CI here. And initially I thought it was an issue with Nuxt, but I now see that it's also occurring here in Renovate, updating the dependencies. So that's very interesting. In fact, it even seems to be present in the lock file update. So I don't know what is causing the bug, but I think it's a dependency. And I want to fix it because otherwise we will have issues with Nuxt modules, which use this as their platform for their docs. Nesta, nice to see you. So that's what I want to fix. And I have no idea what the answer is, but I thought it might be fun to do it together, right? It's always nicer to do these things together. Oops, I think I'll actually just... Let's get this going. Okay, so we have Docus here, and just cloned it. I'm going to install dependencies, and we know that it's a dependency upgrade. So I'm going to try and upgrade as much as possible, basically to try and identify the diff, because if you find the source, it's much easier, I think, to write. So let's try updating things one by one. So first I'm going to run this amazing tool by Anthony Fu called Taze, which will update everything at once and show me all the changes. So I think it's probably likely to be in one of these sets of changes. So I want to update everything that I can, that is everything that I can, that I think probably doesn't affect it. Like ESLint, release it, probably even DevTools, although I'll hang off on that for the moment. Okay. So let's try this set of updates. And so R does recursive changes, W includes workspace. Oh no, W means it writes. This is a weird issue. Hey Reaper, a weird issue, and it's Shaq. Afternoon. It's 11:30 here with me. So let's see what we can do. Okay. Let's see if that causes the bug that I would expect. Now, I just ran the install, so we've got some extra dependencies. I'll dedupe it in a moment, but I just want to check everything. Because I want to make as minimal sets of changes at a time as I possibly can. So here, I think this is reproduced when running build. So let's try that. Maybe it's generate. We'll try generate. Hey, thank you for following. Okay, this, believe it or not, that error thing is normal. There are some issues with a dependency here, Ponceau, which is used in Docus and has been not so maintained. There are some exciting things coming. So if you're a fan of Ponceau, I believe Yahoo plans to do some cool stuff with it, but oops, what's that? Let's just check that that's, no, not you. Yep, that's all working fine. And it deployed, like it built. So this is a safe update. So we'll do that fine. Let's just dedupe the log file. which shouldn't add any new dependencies, but it will just like resolve some dependencies down. So we're going to see that is going to, get rid of lots of stuff. Let's see if the build still works, because I'm not necessarily expecting it will. Hey, thank you, Shroom Life. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if this broke. It would be a pain if it did, because it would mean that it's one of those duplicate dependencies that's causing the issue. But I'm just fingers crossed, hoping it won't break here. Okay, amazing. It doesn't break. It actually does work. The breakage is like full on fail. So so great. This is excellent, because this means that all of the fixed package versions update safe dependencies. Great. I'm really, really pleased. Okay, let's find out where we are next. So let's run and we'll patch our dependencies. So this is going to make as minor a change as possible to nuxt content. So let's try that. Let's run pm dedupe and pm generate. Okay. This is very likely to be an issue, so I think it probably is a content-related thing, but we'll see. Is that a new set of errors? Maybe. Aha! Okay, that was super simple. So we found it. It's in the nuxt content upgrade, and actually it seems to be, well, let's just confirm that it is. Okay, so I'm going to go back and revert it to 2.13.2. And doing it this way means we'll still keep all the lock file changes due to subdependencies updating. So that means that this should detect whether it is whether the regression here is in nuxt content or in one of the dependencies. I use pnpm as my default package manager. Yeah, pnpm. Highly love it. Love it. It's just great. Okay, so this is also, it seems, let's just check. I think that might also have the same regression, which means the issue isn't nuxt content as such. It is a subdependency of nuxt content. Great. So let's see what it could be then. So let's just run our diff here. So it's not any of these things. I think it's going to be this Jitty update. Almost certainly that's what it's going to be. So let's test it. Okay, let's pin Jitty back to the old version of Jitty. So previously we had Jitty at 1.21.6. Let's just confirm that. Okay, and if I run install and generate now, it should work if I'm correct. Yeah, bun is really nice. I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to the non-binary lock file, because like you can see, I'm looking in the lock file here to debug issues with particular versions of packages. So I don't want a binary lock file. That will be extremely hard for me to do, to handle. But bun install is nice. It's just hard to debug if something goes wrong with your dependencies. Okay, so it's Jitty. That's what it is. Let's just confirm that for all other dependencies. Okay, so we're going to update all of our minor dependencies. And let's try that. Content DevTools, we'll just dedupe again and generate to confirm. One thing I do to try not to do is have sort of multiple things, like different lock files. I want my development dependencies as much as possible to be the same as my production ones. Okay, so where are we here? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sure, update dependencies and pin jitty. Well, that's didn't take quite so long as I was expecting. Now we have to figure out how to solve it. El Gabster, nice to see you. What am I doing and what do I stream about? So I'm a full-time open source maintainer, and which is very cool as far as I'm concerned. And I'm currently hoping to release a new version of Nuxt. So we have 3.14. Let's see. We have here 3.14.0 is basically ready to go, but there's this issue with Docus, which is a package that uses Nuxt. We do ecosystem tests to try to identify potential breakages. So before we release a new version of Nuxt, we want to know what's going wrong. And it seems like there is an issue here. So I want to fix that. I don't think it's a bug in Nuxt, but it is a fix somewhere else. So that's what I'm basically doing some live debugging. I don't know the answer. I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. I think we've just found that out. And now I want to know, now I want to try and solve it. And we can try and solve that together, which should be fun. So the next thing that I want to do, answer the question about timeframe for Nuxt 4. So Nuxt 4 is fully pending and waiting at the moment on Nitro. So and I'm very reluctant to put a time frame on Nitro because at the end of the day, Puya is the one setting the timetable on that. But I know he's anxious to get it out, but he wants to make sure it's done right. So that's the key thing. What kind of package can be added to Ecosystem CI? Basically, if you have a good test suite and you depend on Nuxt, I would love to add you to Ecosystem CI. The key thing is it's canary in the coal mine stuff. So if you want to make sure that your library isn't broken by a new release of Nuxt, great. I would like you to be in the Ecosystem CI. I mean, if your test suite is, an hour long, then maybe not. And if it is non-existent, then there's no point. But if you have a good test suite, then please, I would love it to be there. And we have Ecosystem CI stuff that is totally not Nuxt related. We try and have a bit of a breadth. So the tests we've got at the moment are, let's see, we run Nuxt Bridge, Nuxt CLI, Nuxt Content DevTools. Those are obviously first party. We also run like Elk as which is an open source project, but nothing to do with Nuxt. We run Nuxt Fonts, Histoire, which is again a third party project. Some community modules like i18n and Sanity, Pinia, for example. Basically anything that would be a good indicator of a bug in Nuxt or a breaking change in Nuxt. So, I love Hungary. It's such a wonderful, wonderful country. Love Budapest, absolutely. Oh, really? Okay. Fix deps. So draw deps. Update some safe dependencies. Oh, I don't need to do that. I just need to push. And Dockers, let's merge those in while we're at it. Okay, now let's fix this Dockers thing, this jitty thing, because somewhere basically we've been pulling in we're obviously relying on some jitty behavior and it's not working somewhere. And I think that might be in Nuxt content. So because that was the update we made that triggered it, right? So let's see what is depending on jitty. Obviously Nuxt and so on will be, but I think content will be too. Okay, this is so long. I'm just going to copy this to my terminal and have a look at it in VS Code. So I want to search for content. I think it's not Nuxt content. Interesting. But it might be this whole, it might be Ponceau, style dictionary ESM. Might be that. Okay. grep is great, but grep doesn't give me the context that I want. So I mean, I could easily say like grep content, and it's going to come back with nothing. Or I could search for like, I want C12, and it will just give me the lines of C12, which is not useful, right? I'm interested in being able to make the decision about, and there's a flag where you can have like a few lines of content, or where you can just highlight it in the results. But this is more, I can do more with it, right? I can manipulate this as much as I want. Like if I want to search, for example, for all this version, I can very easily do that. I could even easily see what is depending on it. Anyway, it's just there's stuff. So I'm guessing it's going to be style dictionary ESM, and I'm guessing it's going to be Ponceau related. And so, okay, let's see what we can do. I want to try and figure out. Okay. The first thing to do is basically remove the resolution, right? So we see what is what the impact is. So we'll install the dependencies without it. Frozen Spirit, nice to see you. It is going well. We're making steps, safe steps. So we are identifying that the issue is with Jitty, for example. We found that, which is good. And okay, so our lock file here, that's now we're going to ask why we have Jitty. And let's see. So now we have lots of different versions of Jitty, right? So we have got lots of Jitty 1s, and we also presumably have some Jitty 2s, which are coming in from ESLint config, it seems. Yeah, so ESLint is pulling in Jitty 2, but actually Style Dictionary ESM is still using Jitty. Now, what is Style Dictionary ESM? Oh, it's from Amazon. It's using Jitty. No, it's not using Jitty. So what's using Jitty? 1.9.2 is using Jitty. The latest release is 4.1.4. That is crazy. Yes, Frozen, please do ping me about the bug. I might even have a chance to look about it today. So, okay. Oh, yes, I did see that. I actually have bookmarked this to investigate it, because I'm pretty sure, I'll just comment here, that indicates it might be related to the new build directory behavior, which uses .nuxt solely for types and node modules cache. What is it? Okay, so that is basically the, that's what I think, that's where I would start investigating. If someone else wants to pick it up first, then please do. But otherwise, that's what I think it might be. No worries for any flow. And Damien, hi, nice to have you join us. Okay, back to Docus. So we're looking at Style Dictionary ESM, this old version of Style Dictionary ESM, which is depended upon by Ponceau, which is a bit of a tricky thing here. So Ponceau is a dependency of nuxt themes tokens. So let's see if we can find that. Is this now working? Ha ha ha. Of course it is. Ooh, weird. That's very strange, suggesting that it works if you update the JIT resolution, as in force everything to use JIT2. So maybe the issue is about a mix between one and other, or something being hoisted up that shouldn't be hoisted up. Could be something like that. Well, that is a very interesting concept. So, because that is the case here, that we have this sort of mix of JIT dependencies. It might be there's something we can do to resolve that, right? Well, we will carry on and see what we can do here. So CI is already testing a lot of things for us. So it's testing the log file maintenance, which I think we should change. And the resolution, if it works, then that's fine. Okay, so yeah, I want to confirm this works. This would be a nice change to be able to have. Right, back to main. I think we've started to merge things. Oh no, so we were just removing the override. And I wonder if maybe some of this, if we could actually solve some of this by resolve some of this by rerunning ecosystem CI now that we've made some dependency updates. Do you know whether it might actually... Okay, yeah, it's looking good. So the bug we would have expected to be here when rendering studio.json, and it's not bugging out. Also, if the issue is solely reproducible, like it is solvable by pinning JIT to version 2, that is a very easy fix we can ship to module authors. We can just say, make sure you're using JIT2. That's not something that needs to break the release of nuxt. So the more I'm diving into this, the happier I'm getting, basically. Let's see if we can rerun the latest version of ecosystem CI with the current state of Docus. I'm not expecting that would work, but might as well try it, right? So let's run that here. I'm being bullied about cake. It's terrible. Not really being bullied about cake. Only slightly. Ah. Look at all these people. They're singing the praises of Battenberg, which is great. But I feel I'm getting not enough appreciation for things like lemon drizzle cake, which is totally underrated. Anyway, there's some other things there. I am it's tragic. Tragic, I say. Okay, where are we? Cherry Bakewell. Ah, that's good. That's good. Dominic, nice to see you. Tuning in from the Far East. Right, did I successfully request that? I did. Okay, so it's building nuxt. Yeah, it's failed again. And I guess it's failing. Okay, this makes sense now. It's failing for a different reason. It's failing because it can't import the new version of Jitty from there. Now, do we actually have an explicit dependency on Jitty? We don't. Is this going to be as simple as just adding Jitty as a dependency? Let's try that. Are we using Jitty? No. Let's just remove the resolutions here and install Jitty as a dependency. And check. Let's try this. So now what we want to do, oh, I actually have to pull. For goodness sake. Yeah. Right. I need to actually remove my commits here. Great. And now I pulled, so now I'm just going to update that again manually. So Jitty okay. Right, let's try it. Very optimistic, because this seems like the same bug we had before. Yeah. Okay, so it's because the Jitty isn't, the issue is somewhere else where Jitty is being used, which I'm guessing, let's see where that could be. So it's going to be one of these places that's using an old Jitty. So we've got a Jitty being pulled in from nuxt color mode. Do we have an old dependency of C12? Let's have a look. Aha! Okay, there's some stuff we can upgrade here. So let's just, great, merge the nuxt update. And where else? Yeah, there's loads of updates here. So this is, are there any major updates? No, these are all patches. No, let's see. ESLint config. Okay. We need to like refresh this, and then we're probably also going to have to lint the project. Is there anything else? So why would, do we depend on C12? No. Why is C12 here? Oh, I see. I am getting happier and happier about this because I'm starting to think that we will be able to, because a lot of this is about the fact that Kit has a dependency, nuxt Kit has a dependency on an old version of Jitty, but actually if we release it, it won't be a problem anymore. So I'm going to add an explicit dependency on okay, is this updated? It's updated. It's failing. It's probably failing for the purpose of linting. Because there was a change in the nuxt ESLint module, which basically now sorts the keys in your nuxt config file, which is, you know, a good thing. But it obviously means that it's technically a lint error when you update. Okay. Oh, nothing, no lint issues. Oh yeah, there we go. Draw d2 log file. Draw lint configs. Hey, Pixel Perfect. Thank you for the follow. I think we have some other changes we can merge. Add a space. Yes, thank you. How long did this take? Morning, Alex. You're across on the East Coast, right? All the way here to Edinburgh. Okay, let's squash and merge that. Docs. Okay, what is this? Is it going to be the same one? 293. At least tell me that I merged the first one. I didn't. 297. Well, I will merge it anyway. It will be an empty commit, but at least it gives somebody credit for it. So if you actually have a look at the commit for this, it will be nothing. But oh, for goodness sake, there are so many people who are making the same change. This is crazy. Well, I'm going to give them all credit. So there we go. Paolo, hello, hello, hello. Drop everything and move to Svelte. Now that is that's a bold suggestion. So I feel like I've just merged 5 people doing exactly the same thing. But I like, it's really valuable when people do put the time in to do things like that. So it's okay. So we are updating lots of stuff in color mode, which is good. I need to see though what the difference is between the last release. That was September. So what changes have occurred since then? So we basically, I'm mostly interested in our package JSON. So we're just seeing patch releases. So none of these should actually affect end users, right? None of this is a significant change. And these are just typos. So no reason to release anything basically. Did I fix the regression? No, not yet. So I've identified it, and I think it won't be an issue when we actually release nuxt. So I'm not. I've removed the. But yeah, still investigating. The reason I'm investigating is that. Okay, so what I plan to do is update this resolution here first. Is that what I plan? So no, I got on a I noticed that color mode was depending on a version of what I thought was a version of C12, but actually it's depending on a version of changelog, which is not. This is a bit weird. So changelog is a dependency of color mode. That can't be true. That is a dev dependency, right? Why is changelog a dependency? Okay, that is a bug. That should absolutely not be a dependency. Okay, that's super weird. Let's fix that. Cup of tea. Hey Maza, it's been a while since I've seen you. Nice to have you back. Let's pop this in and just have a quick check that we actually depend on these things. Yes. Yes. And I'm sure we do on that. And okay. Okay, so that should hopefully a changelog and transitive dependency, as in you depended on something else that depended on changelog. How could a release of nuxt break that? Like, that seems weird. Buggish, even. Right, so okay, so what are we doing? So we are going to release a new version of color mode anyway, because we really don't want a version of color mode with being as a dependency. So let's just confirm that CI passes and then do that. Oops, what is starting? Oh, yes. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. I was thinking, I'm surprised, Pablo, that this was a scenario for you. Nice to see you, Omar. Nuxt 4, oh, I wish. Well, there's good news in that Nitro 2.10 release, I expect very, very soon. Nitro 3, maybe not quite so soon, but hopefully we're there. So Puya's working on the changelog for this. I think maybe even today. It's a significant upgrade. But soon I hope. Great, let's go ahead and release color mode. Ugh, what's this? I just want to keep you on your toes. It'll be someday when you're just not expecting it. I'll just release it. You'll be like... It has occurred to me that we could release Nuxt 4 without the Nitro upgrade. And then when Nitro upgrades, we could then have another major release. That would be a possibility too. We so need to have an equivalent for Nuxt. Learn.svelte.dev is so nice. Let's pull this in. I really do not like this current limitation of changelog, which is where it doesn't correctly tag GitHub users. Okay, so we have, who do we have? Desert Cookie, rat trace grad. Sam Wise Code. Okay. What kind of question, Omar? Okay. That should be good. Okay, so now what we want to do is do we have a dependency in color mode here? We do. Oh, interesting. So let's just change everything where we have latest in DevTools and docs. Let's just make this explicit. And here. And then use tase to update them. Exactly. If anyone wants to write the content, because learn.nuxt.com is like it's good. Like the implementation is nice. It'd be really nice to be able to okay. So this is good. Oops. So this is fine. We want to do that. We also ideally, why is this not? Oh, sorry, I pushed this to the, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, let's look at Dockers again. Do we have color mode somewhere in here? We do, but weirdly, that's very strange. Are we not? That's weird. Are we implicitly referencing it? Let's specifically add that. And view use nuxt is explicit. Nuxt config schema is also implicit. But nuxt config schema shouldn't be needed anymore. This is now built into nuxt. So I think we can get rid of that. Yes, I use Nuxt server components all the time. Yeah, obviously I've been working on them for a while, but I definitely think that it's worth. Interesting. Cache. Okay. So this is several things. So those two will be a explicit dependency on Jitty. Then this is fix nuxt configuration options. Oh, for goodness sake, I'm gonna have to make it fix updates. So this is probably also going to fail because of, but when we try this locally, it didn't generate correctly due to the Jitty update. Yeah, I'm sure he would not mind. But also, I mean, you can probably go ahead and do, if you're interested, you could probably go ahead and do that even without, you know, booking a meeting. Yeah, it fails, right? So why is it? Let's find out why it's failing. Okay. So it's failing, I think, inside probably one of these modules. Let's try it one more time. I think there's a bug. I think there's an error probably being thrown earlier on that we're not seeing. Okay, this is probably the issue, right? So we're requiring something, we're not able to see it. And that's probably happening in nuxt component meta, maybe? It's very likely. Let's just see what version we have here and what is the latest version. Oh, 8.2. Okay, let's update that. So we do need a resolution for this. We'll say this is also this interesting point. We have this nuxt HQ Studio dependency, and I think there is a newer version of that. So actually, let's just update major dependencies, because I guess that would be a major dependency, right? Okay, let's try updating tokens typography studio. We won't update Fuse or Algolia Search, they're unrelated, but I wonder if we can update those two. See you, Dominic. Have a nice day. Not optimistic about that. Let's go back and revert the. Let's see if how much we can update with without. Oh, it did run. Is that any good? I'm expecting like colors and styles to be broken. Yeah, they're broken. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing that update. We're going to revert those changes and go back to our Jitty. What is the latest version of Jitty? Let's see. 2.3.3. Okay, that's fine. Okay, chore bump nuxt studio. No, not that fixed. Updates. That's fine. Go away. Why is this? Update dependencies and update options. Okay, so we still have our Jitty dependency. We've updated it to version 2, which is good. We've explicitly added it as a dependency, which doesn't seem to fix anything. Okay, so one question would be if we can update these tokens in Studio modules and nuxt theme typography. Is that a dependency? Yes. So let's try updating all of them. Okay. So tokens and typography. So what's the difference then? I'm not at all familiar with these modules, but let's see what the difference was here. So, and in particular, what the release notes say about the breaking changes. So in version 1, that doesn't seem to me to be breaking. It might just be stabilizing. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, this might be to do. I'm not super happy about this. Okay, so tokens, themes. Hey, Telescope. Thank you, Omar. That would be great to see. Okay. Cool. Is that even right? Is that what we're running? I guess so. So if I created an app.view file, I don't want to see, do I want to see starters.default? Is that? That's not quite right, is it? This is slightly weird. So, oh, for goodness sake. I was debugging an application with a service worker, and we now need to unregister. Right. There we go. So why is it displaying that? We should have... What are we actually deving? So we should be running so it doesn't have an app.view file. Oh. Let's try this. We did update it, right? It's a bit strange. Feels to me like somehow oh, does it need it to be true here also? This is very strange behavior. So it feels like it's not really loading this project. Okay, what changes did I make? Tokens and typography. I don't feel those changes, those modules should be making that big of a difference, but let me just check. Okay, this is really weird. So it seems like the dev command just isn't working. I don't use nuxt much except in IDX. So if you have a look at my most recent commits on my website, I added a nuxt pack for IDX support with nuxt. So that might be relevant or interesting. Well, I don't see why it should be related to nuxt for conventions, because we're not opting into that. So that we've not said, you know, anything about a future compatibility version. I think we also don't need this nuxt config schema thing. I'm not sure why it is even there. Norexius, nice to see you. Okay, it's from Nuxt Themes typography. I feel surely this is broken. Wait, is it possible that I have another dev server running somewhere? No. This is really strange. Okay, at what point did what have I been doing? I changed some Nuxt configuration options. How far back do I need to go? Okay, git bisect start, git bisect bad. Okay, git checkout. Let's go back a little bit to here. Let's just see what is going on. And we want to run our dev server. So this should work. Like, how has this happened? It's just crazy. Yeah, that's clearly a different matter, right? So that is loading it. Okay, so git bisect good. And I think I can tell that just from the generate command. I don't need the server. We'll see whether it has a list of multiple files or just the one. It's probably I made some kind of small change and didn't notice it because it seemed to be running fine. So the generate command was running fine, but that would absolutely hide any number of things. I bet it was when I updated Jitty maybe. So it probably changed the behavior about importing. Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, that doesn't. So is this really? It's always saying that. So that's not a bug, it seems. Hey, thank you, Ted. It's not it's a rude question at all. So this is actually a good change because I'm looking for a different issue. I would strongly recommend that you don't go into open source as a way of earning a living, because it doesn't necessarily. It's something to do because you love it, and if you are able to get, if people do donate to you, that's fantastic. But it's also not something that you can necessarily rely on. Okay, so the issue is bumping Nuxt Studio as a dependency. Did I do anything else but that? No, just bumped Nuxt Studio. It's obviously a breaking change in Nuxt Studio that I have to dive into. So, what is the change? Ponceau tokens configs are not supported. A lot of this is about the online. Hey Daniel, nice to see you again today. Okay, so I want to see what the breaking changes are, just that it's not supported. So why would this cause it not to load the correct? So this is basically okay. Node modules nuxt. Console log. Okay, so it is the correct root directory. So if we are loading the config from here, why would this not be working? Do I need to prepare something? Oh, it's that I've put the JITI resolution back in, I think. Let's downgrade JITI to what it was before, which is 1. Because this 1.1.2. So it was previously 1.21.6. Now let's pop that down. Let's try this one more time. I'm afraid I don't have a bot, Ted. Is there something that you want to know? Because I am the bot. So if you ask questions, I can give you the links. This is already feeling like it might be better, like it might actually be working. So let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So actually upgrading to JITI 2, doesn't work. It just wrongly looks like it does in CI because it runs, but it doesn't it doesn't run. Okay, so bump Nuxt Studio and add back Nuxt JITI resolution. Okay. Oops. Get bisect reset. Well, It's interesting. What operating system are you on? Like, why would it make a difference? Why would it be different for different people? Weird. Okay. I do need to update them as well, I think. Oh, we need to update the resolution up here too. I wonder if in ecosystem CI we do anything with Jitty. No. Okay, so we're not pinning it, which is probably the main issue that we might have encountered. And I think there might be something that we might have to do here. And that is, I think probably we still have shamefully hoist true. So let's just undo that and see if we can still get things working. No, this is like this is half the point to chat about anything and everything. Let's reinstall. Oh wait, I just removed it from there. Okay, let's try this. Now I'm going to remove the resolution. Let's see if we can get something working. This basically should mean that the dependency can be resolved a little bit better, so that you can depend on an older version of Jitty, for example, and it won't like mistakenly resolve it. So that actually does seem to solve the problem for me, at least locally. If that solves it in CI, then that is a very good sign that it would actually work in a project where someone has not shamefully hoisted the dependencies. Hey, nice to see you. And yes, I'm glad you made it. Okay, so this now, changes here are we are not hoisting. We've updated the dependencies to be the latest nuxt ones. We've added a package we were depending on. We've added a dependency on an older version of Jitty, and now we've removed it from the resolutions. And if this is still working, hey Patrick, nice to see you. Oh, it only just occurred to me, Patrick, are you the same Patrick? Like, are you Patrick on Discord as well? Like, did you message me earlier today, or is that a different Patrick? Yes, this is just using GitHub CI. So if this works, I will be very happy. It seems to be. Let's actually just serve it and make sure it is looking acceptable. Yeah, it is. Okay, still looking good. Ah, it's pre-rendering stuff as desired. This is a big PR. This is good. Okay, Patrick, so I am going to get on that, but I needed to do it today. I just need to take some pictures of things. Okay, this is good. This would then be a release about a year since the last one. Okay, let's do it, people. Okay, we're going to merge that. And now let's rerun ecosystem CI on that. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's do this. Hey, nice to see you, life skill karma. What have you missed? Well, we found an issue with this dependency Dockers, which is basically not maintained. It's not actively developed. And I think we've managed to solve the problem. So we just need to check that that is in fact going to be the case. Yeah, well, the project needs some love. It's not a nuxt project. It's a Nuxt Labs project, but it's depended on by a lot of module authors. So I need to make sure it works. So module authors can update to the latest Nuxt version. Otherwise, they might not. Yo, nice to see you. Rage breaks to take some tea. Yes, I hadn't thought of it in quite that kind of way, but that is basically what they are, right? But I haven't had any tea break as of yet. The problem is I'm basically only, yeah, we could have let's have a cup of tea, okay? And thank you, Ted. That's really nice. So I am going to, yeah, I am going to go have some tea. Okay, tea, Yorkshire tea, absolutely Yorkshire tea. There's no question. So hopefully, oh no, it did not work. Okay. Let's find this. Is it using install module somewhere here? No. Well, we are, oh. Right, I'm going to need to find out what's working, what isn't working there. I should have left for tea. But I'm going to open ecosystem CI, and therefore I'm going to run this test. Locally. And hopefully, which will mean that I can then debug it. So great. So I'm going to run the test locally, and hopefully we're going to be very, very, very close to that. At least to being able to invest, like it will fail, right? You know, it will fail, but hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit more when I'm back. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. I will have a fresh cup of tea. We will destroy this thing in half an hour. I feel. Okay. Talk to you then. Okay, I'm back. What has happened? Yes. What? It worked. How is that possible? Okay. What? What's going on? So, what is that? So this is saying that it failed in CI, but it worked locally. That's strange. So it might be to do with some cached artifact, right? So I'm going to remove the Docker's workspace. That's the best thing that I can think of. Oh yeah, because we changed it to be shamefully hoist versus not shamefully. So there's stuff there that might be the issue. So instead we're going to run run suites, which is basically going to use the pre-built version of nuxt that we just built rather than rebuild it. And hopefully it's then going to reproduce the bug. Don't you love it? Don't you love debugging? I love debugging. It's so much fun because you find out where the thing is coming from. And it's very frustrating, of course, but it's frustrating in a fun way. In the same way as, you know, there are other things that can be frustrating, but in a nice way. Like, it's a nice frustration. Particularly when you then manage to overcome it, it's then even more satisfying. So, if you find it, well, of course you're going to find it. That's not like, don't be defeatist here. You're going to find, oh, it worked. Okay, so then my question is that maybe this is using an older version of something. So let's just try running a single selected workspace and see if that's going to work. So we're going to use 3.x, we're going to use Docker's, and we'll just run it like this. Absolutely. I wish these emojis were coming through on my chat because I feel like it would be a very good emoji. What am I doing? This the chat that's happening at the moment, it's coming from Algora, which is aggregating all of the messages, and also I'm streaming through Algora. So there's this crazy thing. So they're basically mounting a play to be. See, there I am. They're mounting a play to be like the open source developer streaming platform. And so they've got a lot of, it's all open source. So this is their platform, and it's running in Elixir, and it's very, very, very cool. That's me. Okay, cool. So like it's very, very neat project. And yeah, definitely need to try it. So, but anyways, that's that. So I'm pushing out through Algora, and I'm gonna, yeah. So there we go. This is this. Pause. So I'm pushing out through Algora, and there you can see the chat. Like that's what we're seeing embedded here. Okay, no, failed. Okay, so there's obviously a difference between my local and. So maybe the issue is nuxt. So let's go into the nuxt workspace. Let's do that and try one more time. See if we can reproduce. Then the question is, what am I running? Like, what is the test suite? No, that should be the same. So I'm running prepare and then generate. So this is probably some kind of default. This is almost certainly a Jitty issue. But which module? I want to be able to figure that out, and that is not working. Like, I should be able to pull it in locally. It's so weird. Because this should be the exact same code which is running in ecosystem CI. So because I did exactly that. I picked 3.x, repo nuxt, like that is what has been run. So why it shouldn't be any different? It runs fine again locally. Okay. And this is actually only running at the prepare stage. This isn't even getting to the point of building. So let me just see if I can open up the workspace. Ooh, what are you doing, life skill? Oh, not that. No, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. I can see, I know what the emoji is in Twitch as well. I could probably pull in the Twitch chat instead. Ta-da! There you go, everyone. You can see the, not that. What? No, you can't see it. You would have to send it again, I think. And then everyone can see the emoji. So, what is it? I don't know. you could put an emoji in. But there we go. There's the emoji. Everyone see that little beautiful emoji going? Nobody else can be seen right now. Just our Twitch folk. Sorry, not meaning to be exclusive. Boom. Boom. Right. So okay, so this prepare is the thing that's not working. Why? PogChamp. Oh, I see. Yes, sorry, that's the emoji. Yes. Fishy. Because you're fishy. I'm so confused. You're poor fishy. But you're also life skill karma still appearing here. Right, so why is this? Why? So, okay, so no, there's a module. So maybe there's a module, maybe there's some environment variable config. Because in Docker, we do have this concept that there's some environment variables which affect, I think, what is installed and what is not installed. So this is this annoying thing about there we go. So I removed shamefully hoist, and yes, I did. But the thing is that basically the issue is in a fresh install. So in CI, it's cloning it and freshly installing it. But also in my local, I deleted it. I actually removed the workspace and it fully re-cloned it and ran install in there. So but it should be doing it in exactly the same way as in CI for ecosystem CI. So that is the weirdness here, that these things should be running in the same context. So that's why I'm thinking about maybe environment variables, because in Docker, I'm pretty sure we do have this process.env. Why is it not finding anything? So basically we have our starters. Maybe it's here. So, oh, it's process question mark. Okay, so basically we have these paths. And might we also do anything that's, okay, where's update module coming from? This. Okay, so that should be fine. Resolve app module also should be fine. They're all in package.json. Ah, that's why shamefully hoist is turned on, probably. But I mean, it shouldn't make a difference for CI here. So I would assume it's something like when we're referring to, we're importing app module. How about instead we import it? Why would it? Why are we resolving it? Let's try. There must be a reason. So, but let's just see. Oops. For goodness sake. Maybe something to do with inlining it, or let's just see if we can run generate locally. It's still working fine. So let's just try. Okay. Direct import. It's so difficult to know because obviously this is okay. We're going to try this fix. Try directly importing module, and I'm going to run ecosystem CI against this branch if I can. So I think I should be able to run a branch. No, that's. I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, we're going to have to stop the stream now. I've got another call to head off to. And I'm going to have to pick this up a little bit later on. I'm much more optimistic though, and I don't think this is I wouldn't hesitate to release nuxt at the moment. But yeah, thank you for keeping me company. We'll have to have a look and see what the issue might be. There's more to try, but hopefully we'll get this out and be able to release nuxt 3.14 pretty soon. But thank you everybody for joining. Let's see where we should go. Who else is streaming? No one else is streaming. Anyone have a recommendation for someone to join? Recommendation? Thank you, Ahmad. Any other recommendations? Seem to be some devs, some Elixir. Well, no worries. Good stuff, and talk to you all another time. I am streaming actually later today, but not me. So I'm going to be joining a pretty cool channel. So I'll be tweeting about it, but yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know. Should be fun. It's from a roadmap sh. So Dan. So Dan from roadmap sh. Anyway, I'll tweet about it, but that will be in 3 hours. I'll be on that. So hope to see you.